Hello? Hey, bro.
Bro, I've been here for fucking 4 hours and I can't get fucking edited into my own fucking podcast? What? I am human. I've been here like a fucking Rose Tyler and fucking Stone Earth waiting, saying, come on, let me on my own fucking podcast. Hello, everyone. Hello, rubbish robots from the dawn of time, and welcome to episode 47 of Whose Opinion? Doctor Who Squared. I'm here with Jack McCollon. Hello, Jack McCollon. How is your colon?
It's good. Thankfully, it doesn't have cancer for the moment. How are you, Louis Ben? Or sorry, should I say Louis Bean, Mr. Bean? How are you?
I am a tin of Heinz beans.
He's Mr.
Very
Bean.
good, very nice.
Mr. Bean.
Oh. So I've just been watching Dimensions in Time. It's holiday special. How do you find Dimensions in Time, Jack McCollon?
Well,
The best anniversary special. Come on.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was meant to. Originally, they were going to go for Dark Dimensions or something like Lost in a Dark Dimension for the 30th. Then, I think your guy was it Philip Seagull. He made the movie. He didn't like the script for that, so they cancelled it, and instead they did Lost in Time, which is the 30th anniversary. I guess
and
you could say
arguably the fans' most favorite episode of Doctor Who of all time.
it was a crossover charity special with EastEnders, and I mean,
Doctor Who at its best.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Lost in a Dark Dimension because apparently Graham Harper was going to direct it, and Rick Mail would have been the villain, which I think would have been great.
Obviously, no one knows who those people are.
Yeah,
Rick Mail in Doctor Who should have happened.
yeah. No, I would have
He
loved
would
that.
have made a great Doctor or Master, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he was going to be the villain, so he would have been really good. And we were going to get back.
Oh, Rani, what a smashing blouse you have on.
Yeah. But they were going to get Tom Baker back and John Pertwee and all the rest. But yeah,
Colin Baker's going to be the Doctor. What?
No, but I mean, it's kind of funny because I think they showed it during Noel's house party, that old Dimensions in Time thing. And there's a funny bit at the start where John Pertwee says, "Oh, I've just been to the year 2010. You're still on television." And who knew that he was right? Like, it's kind of scary.
John Pertwee was a Time Lord all along.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of scary that he got that right,
I mean, if he had been a few more years out, it would have been wrong because he's not been on telly for a while, but
yeah.
Deal or no deal.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, everybody goes on about Day of the Doctor being in 3D. Well, this is the first Doctor Who story you can watch in 3D.
The best fucking one. You got 3D glasses, bro. I will say this though, that whole story, although people may hate it, what a better institution to cross over with out of any BBC show. EastEnders, they're the main flagship shows for the BBC. Like, fucking goddamn. I mean, I don't like the continuity errors where like Pauline Fowler and Pat Butcher are alive in 2013. What the fuck?
Yeah,
they died in 2006 and 2012. Retrospectively, so why now?
Yeah, that's the thing that made me laugh. Like, I remember when they were killing off Pat in 2012. I was thinking to myself, "Oh, can you just wait another year till 2013?
Wait one more year, you fucking evil JNT."
If they waited a year, it would have been in line with the continuity of Dimensions in Time. But, yeah,
but that was JNT, hateful, full of sin.
I love that. It's so shit that 90s rave techno version of the theme. It's like
I love the CGI though of the Hartnell and Troughton Doctors. They look brilliant.
It's terrible.
CGI at its best.
Yeah, great lines of dialogue like "pickled in time, like gherkins in a jar." And they bring back the Rani, and She's got like a black
She's
tart.
good though, Kate. She's good in the role.
Yeah, she's good, but it's kind of bizarre. Yeah, Doctor Who mixed up with EastEnders, and probably my favorite scene is when the Mitchells meet Romana too.
Some Torrens have returned. Oh wait, it's Phil and Graham.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, and there was that like thing as well. Like I think at the end of part one, you can either vote for like Mandy or Big Kev or whatever his name
No,
was.
Big Ron.
Yeah, Big Ron or like Mandy to like like save the characters. And there's a clip of the Big Ron one on YouTube, and it's the exact same except it's just Big Ron saving him. But
Big Ron should have won.
yeah,
You know, there was in Under Late Before the Flood. There's a reference to Big Ron, but it was cut. They're like, he's like, I remember the time Big Ron came and helped me in Albert Square.
That never happened.
I swear to God, it was in the script, but it got cut.
Really?
Yeah, because Moffat was Toby Whithouse put it in as a joke, and Moffat was like, no.
You imagine that Big Ron, but Big Ron wasn't the one who helped him. It was the other one, Mandy.
Come on, Big Ron was the better of two.
Was it Big Ron and I think it was Mandy, or was it someone else?
Oh, Mandy, you came and you saved. Or maybe the Doctor just took a lot of Mandy, the drug, and got fucking high.
Yeah.
And that's what this adventure was.
Oh,
God. Fuck.
I mean, it's so weird because you have like every 2 seconds there's a time jump or whatever in Albert Square. Like you have John Pertwee with Elizabeth Sladen, and then you have like Colin Baker with Carol Ann Ford and all that.
I love it when I love it when Sarah Jane's with Sharon.
Yeah.
2 icons, girl. Sharon and fucking Sarah Jane Smith. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Oh god, no, I love the bit as well where like everybody like takes the piss out of it the way John Pertwee says it. Where like John Pertwee says, "Madam, what year is this?" It's like 2013.
Madam, very seriously, watch out for this.
God. You got
to me, it is my favorite multi-Doctor story. I'm not even joking. It genuinely is. It's the best one.
Yeah.
It has Pat Butcher, bro.
Yeah. The one bit in it that I do consider canon is that meeting of the Sixth Doctor and the Brigadier, because like they never met on screen, but now you can
there is a theory, like a fan theory, that it's set in the land of fiction, hence why it's EastEnders.
That'll be an interesting idea. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say though that the Rani's companion, that guy, he seems a little bit gay. He reminds me. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody says he's like the Rani's toy boy or whatever.
No, he's gay. He's a very attractive man, very fit. I fancy him. He reminds me very much of my fucking cheating ex. But we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Very raw.
Someone stabbed you in the back, shall we say?
Let's just say that I am. I'm Linda Carter at the minute. My best friend's Chardonnay. And we'll leave it at that.
Could you imagine if the Doctor met Mick and all that?
He meets Janine, and Janine's like, "Oh, Doctor, do you want to fuck?" And then he's like, "No, dear girl, no." And she's like, right then, pushes him off the cliff. No. Except Tom Baker falling off the tower, he falls off the cliff.
Oh yeah, what a thankless role as well for Tom Baker. Like apparently, like a lot of the old Doctors complained that Lost in the Dark Dimension it was just mainly focusing on Tom Baker, but you just reduce him to like that bit at the start where he's like, "Good luck, my dears," and you have all that like shitty like.
Good luck, my dears. Do you know what annoyed me though about this particular special?
What?
They have a Sea Devil, but why does a Sea Devil? One, why is a Sea Devil not a pirate? And two, why does it jump in the air like a Jedi? Disrespecting the fucking canon of the show.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, there's that bit at the end of part one where like Ronnie's surrounding them all these like random villains in the square and all that.
When the gay guy's like, "We've got a Time Lord," it's like, "Ooh, you're hard, you're scary."
Yeah. It's so weird, like seeing the Doctor and all like the EastEnders cast. Like you got, I think Tegan returns, and you got.
Bro, are you talking about Jodie Whittaker's last episode, or
You got like Peter Davison with like Nicola Bryant and all, and Egan and everything, and like and they do that. Do they do that thing again where they're like contact or whatever? Yeah, from the
Contact?
Yeah.
I like it when Susan's like, "You're not my grandfather. You're a big fat fuck."
Yeah. Well, do you remember I said like Colin's going to be the Carter family's new dog? Maybe,
Woof, woof, woo, woo. Well, that's Coronation Street. Woof, woof, woof. Good doctor. Would you like a jelly, baby? Very nice.
Do you know what's weird as well? Like there's that bit at the end where like Leela's with like the Seventh Doctor, and she's like, "Who were you before? I was Romano, or I was something else." It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like the script's all over the place. Like,
bro, what happened is the Ranny took some fucking pills with some little friend of the gays, and they went on some hyperspace mission in their heads. They watched an episode of EastEnders on pills, and they imagined this whole scenario in the land of fucking fiction. Okay.
yeah. No, one thing that is kind of cool is it's like 6 years after the show ended, but sorry, 4 years after the show ended, but you have the return of Ace and the Doctor. So it's nice to see McCoy and Sophie Alger back, and I mean, they haven't aged that much in 4 years, and I mean, it's kind of sad. This is the last time we see Ace until the upcoming episode, but.
And we feel very safe that episode is going to be handled with care, right?
Yeah.
They should. That I wish that Chibnall just focused on what he had to do, leave, and then allowed RTD to do like a school reunion type of episode of Ace.
Yeah.
And Tegan, if they want to bring Tegan, I love Tegan. Was one of my favorite classic companions. I've always said that. But just her, Liz Shaw, Sarah, Joe, Ace, and Barbara and Ian. I like them as well, and Jamie. But they're probably like my top companions. Let them have like their time. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you shouldn't. It's like imagine David Tennant regenerating and never school reunion never happened. Like none of that happened, and then at the end of his, or like even Christopher Eccleston. That's a better example. In Part of the Way, Sarah Jane just turns up.
Yeah.
With Joe Grant, he'd be like, "What?"
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think they will handle it with care though when it comes to Tegan, because it's like, yeah, last time we saw her was, well, I guess you could say a fix with the Sontarans, but I mean that's the thing as well. It's
in distress.
That's the thing as well. Like she says, it's been 40 years since she last met the Doctor. Do you mean like Revelation of the Daleks, or do you mean a fix with Sontarans? Because I guess you could say that is canon because she does appear in the TARDIS and come back and help the Doctor fight the Sontarans. But
then, I mean, I obviously wouldn't count that because not even with Jimmy Savile, the cunt, I wouldn't count it just regardless because it makes no sense and it's obviously just like a kid's Jim will fix it for you.
Oh, don't mention that pedo cunt.
Philip or Freedom will fix it for you is probably more up to date. But Wonder Girl, but like the whole thing's just dumb.
No, it's so stupid because at the end of
I'm glad though, like the one thing I'm glad is at least canonly on all the Wikipedia pages or whatever, they can say Tegan Javanka's last appearance is a centenary special, not Philip's predecessor. Oh, and Jack's mute. That means he's having a wank. Come on, Jack. Fap, 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 fap.
Hey, bro. Sorry.
Where the fuck have you been?
Jimmy Savile tried to stop this broadcast from beyond the grave. No.
What's happened?
No, but the thing is, like, with Tegan, it's like the last time you saw her in the show was, Resurrection of the Daleks, where she's, she says it's not fun anymore, and she's like sick of all the killing. And then you bring her back in this, like in the trailer, she's got a fucking machine gun. It's like, what?
It reminded me a lot of Torchwood when Gwen has that massive machine gun
Yeah.
installed on Journey's End.
Yeah, but that makes more sense because she's in Torchwood. Like, Tegan literally left the Doctor because she was like sick of all the violence and the death and all that, and then you bring her back.
Oh, she's Australian. Cap and Kim Half have been destroyed. They're disgusted.
It's like in the trailer, she's got a fucking like, what the hell is this?
And I also don't like the whole I've not seen the Doctor in 40 years, and she's like, well, I've not seen him in 30 years. It's like, it's not a fucking competition, you dirty fucking people.
And the thing is, as well, it's just kind of like, having these characters moved on. You haven't seen the Doctor in 30 years, 40 years. Haven't you moved on? Like, I thought that was the whole point of Tegan leaving, was like she moved on from the Doctor, and it's like,
And it just contradicts what RTD said, where he's like, oh, Tegan and Nissa are lesbians. Like, okay, why bring them back if they're not going to explain it?
I never was a fan of that anyway. Like Tegan and Nissa being lesbians. I mean, no problem with lesbians, whatever. Like, but like if you watch the Davison era, there's like no indication that they're in a.
I mean, I'm like, nah, not but Ace, I could definitely see being a lesbian.
Yeah, because of the whole survival thing. Yeah.
She's a fucking lesbo. Bill Potts is not the first gay companion.
Well, I mean, I thought Ace was bi because she fancied what's his name, Mike, in Members of the Daleks.
Yeah, but I think that comes across quite clumsy at times. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just trying to. I don't know. I'm happy with Ace being, but I would say she's definitely curious.
Yeah. I mean. Oh, sorry.
Fucking hell, COVID-19! What? You're attacking the podcast with your fucking diseases. Ah! I'm melted.
I didn't know I could spread COVID over a fucking call. But yeah.
These evil punks that come on my podcast to spread their germs.
Yeah. But the thing is, like the problem with Bill wasn't the fact that she was lesbian. The problem was like she had to broadcast it every episode. It's like, okay, we get it, you're a lesbian, good for you. We don't need to say it every 30 seconds.
As a member of the LGBT, before I was betrayed by certain people, I will say that George Paxson. I understand that they were happy to be like, oh, Bill's gay, but the whole, like, every episode, oh, I'm gay. Like, I get the Roman episode. I thought that was a good way of doing it, and same with the knock knock. Like, when people like came up to her and was like, "I fancy," and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm gay." Fair enough. But like when it's Dr. Falls, where she's like, "Just so you know, how I fancy women." Like, yeah, it's like, oh, they're not. She doesn't fancy the Doctor. Just stop it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think as well, like with Series 10, it was also kind of unnecessary. Like when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this is an awesome scene. You know, when the guy says, "Oh, stand up when you're talking to your superiors," and the doctor like punched that racist in the face. When I first saw that, I was like, "Yeah,
That
that
was pretty cool.
yeah." When I first saw that, I was like, "That's awesome," but at the same time, it kind of felt like, okay, like we get it. You know, you don't need to broadcast, you know, all these like all this political message in your face all the time. Like, like it's fine if she's gay and all that, but like, is that her only character trait? You know, that she's lesbian. You know, like every episode. And I like Bill. I thought Bill was pretty good, but it just got a bit tiresome that she had to say she was a lesbo in every episode. But yeah,
I recently rewatched Husbands of River Song and Return of Doctor Mysterio, and I
yeah,
actually think I would have liked to have seen a series where it was just Capaldi and Nardo.
yeah, that would have been good. Yeah,
I think Nardo's very underrated as a companion.
no, I think he is as well. I mean, I thought Matt Lucas did a good job, and the one thing I liked about Nardole as well, I think he's the only like alien companion that we've had in a new
I was
series.
just about to say he's very alien in the way he like says things.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's one problem I have with like the new series as well is I don't mind Earth companions, but every companion that Nardole, they've all been from like modern day Earth, and it kind of gets boring after a while.
Well, I mean, you had Jack. Hello, Connor. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Are you gay? Hello, and welcome to Whose Opinion Voice. We're talking about Dimensions in Time, the best anniversary special of Doctor Who.
Oh, it was actually what I like about that the most is just seeing all the classic EastEnders characters. I couldn't give a shit about the Doctor Who side of it. It's it for the EastEnders side alone, it's quite good.
I also like how they make Pauline Fowler in 2013, although she died in 2006. Canonly, I like how they make her look more like Lou Bill.
Yes, that's a good point.
In
No,
the Doctor
it's a good. I did see a deleted scene from it recently, actually, with Kate O'Mara,
where
which
she fucks K9. No, where she meets Danny Dyer and he beats her up.
Oh, did Louis tell you that apparently there was a line in Under the Lake Before the Flood where the Doctor says, "Big Ron, help me out," and they cut it out. Moffat did.
No,
Yep, that is true.
Big Ron, help me out.
Because you know, in Dimension in Time, it cuts to Noel Edmonds who's like, "Oh, vote Mandy or Big Ron to come and do the thing."
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, there was a line cut where basically it was like, "Oh yeah, Big Ron helped me out defeat the evil of Albert Square or whatever." But Moffat cut it out.
God's sake. Moffat didn't write that episode though, did he? That wasn't it. Toby Whithouse.
Oh no, it was like it was Toby Whithouse, but obviously he's showrunner. So
yeah.
have you read the Chris Chibnall interview?
Yeah. To be honest with you, one thing that I really liked about that interview that not many showrunners before are very honest about is the fact that he actually admitted the thing that he admitted about Ran Scott Av Kolos.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good that he knows he fucked up there.
Agreed. I did think he was very honest where he was just like, "Oh, it was my first draft and we did it." I do get the impression that he wasn't really that bothered about taking it on.
That's what I hate about Doctor Who is that it's actually happened with all three showrunners is that they've had to put out something in a week and then shoot it. Because wasn't it exactly the same situation with Love and Monsters for Russell?
I think he had a. I've not really heard too much about that. I know Moffat's had a few. I think he had a limited time frame where he was like he had to write something.
It's always just so up against, like, no wonder the quality of the show can be so up and down. It's so up against the clock most of the time, production wise, that stuff like that does happen. And then they end up like having They need more guest writers. They need a guest writer to take on the finale.
I think the big problem though, the Moffat era, is they didn't really have a script editor, did they?
Well, it changed every fucking week.
Yeah, you need like a consistent script editor to like, you know, say, look,
You should have brought J&T back.
It's
yeah.
gonna be it's gonna be what's his face from Big Finish, isn't it? For RTD again. Scott Hancock.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, I didn't know that. I saw. I don't know if Jack. He's on mute in a minute, but I presume Connor, you've seen the Bad Wolf letter that was posted to people on that street.
Yeah, and apparently the next Doctor is going to be announced on the 14th at halftime of the FA Cup final because it's Eurovision that day as well, and it's obviously the 14th.
I'll reveal something that I've been told. You know, before I told you my neighbour that was on sound producer for Sea Devils.
Yeah.
And I did predict, well, what he told me did come true, that there was a sea monster on the ship and Pirate Queen. I have heard that David Tennant is back for 3 specials with Catherine Tate.
I wonder if that's what they'll announce at halftime of the FA Cup final then, and not necessarily the 14th Doctor.
But apparently they're not counting him as a 14th. It's like a gap in, like a little blip.
So it's like series 4.5.
Yeah, pretty much. And she gets her memories back. And her transgender daughter becomes the next companion with the 14th Doctor, Lily.
Oh, that would be quite something.
The thing is, the 10th Doctor's had his time. Like, I mean,
I know. I'm pissed off with if they've brought back the 10th Doctor. Degeneration is like they established it in Parting of the Ways. That is not a thing that happens. You can't go back and revisit old fate. I mean, I know they retcon that with the creator, but I just think it's like a really cheap excuse. Just do a free special thing with Ted and Donna if you want to do that. Do you know what I mean?
One thing I saw, and it was totally speculation on Gallifrey Base that I saw that is totally wild. I'd actually like to see it. Is that did you see the rumor about Jessica Hines being cast?
Yeah, I did, and I would love. I think she's great. She would make a great Doctor.
There was a rumor that it's from.
She's actually pretty much the female version of David Tennant.
Yeah. So from Joan Redfern's point of view, she starts having dreams about John Smith being this traveler, in obviously in time and space, and so that bridges the kind of 10th Doctor specials, but then it switches to Joan being the and I think that the speculation was they would then go to John Smith's perspective and of him kind of imagining Joan as this Doctor figure, and then it obviously is Jessica Hines that takes on the role for 3 years or whatever for the 14th Doctor.
Well, you see these 3 Tennant specials, so will it just be exclusively the 10th Doctor, or will it be like another Doctor in there as well?
Well, I was told it was originally, like, from what I thought, it was going to be a 10th Doctor, just like this happened in between series 4 and 5. But from what I've been told now, it's not. It's going to be like he does degenerate.
Oh, God.
Which I think is just stupid. And I love the 10th Doctor, but if they brought back Capaldi, who's my favourite, I would still be pissed off. Like, it's not.
But
bring it back for a multi-Doctor story.
At the same time, and to be honest, I'm not blowing smoke up his ass because of like the quality of showrunner that we've had recently. But I think Russell wouldn't do that unless it was a great idea, unless he had like a really good idea to go along with it. And while it completely kind of breaks the continuity that has been established in previous episodes, like you said, Part of the Ways, I think it's it is the time to do something crazy like that because the show's got so.
It'll bring the fans back, which I get. Yeah. I want to see. I want to see them go back to basics in a sense. I do want Donna's. I do think in this day and age, what happened to Donna was very, very sad. And it's been, what, 15 years now?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Fair enough. But I don't mind it being reversed now.
But at the same time, it kind of cheapens that whole story because it's like, oh, she got her memories back, and
But it was so dark, and like Clara Oswald was like, "Oh, my memories, all that," and people at the time was like, "Oh, fair." And I do kind of agree with that. It was just a bit too dark, maybe.
what, the whole Donna thing?
Yeah, and I think as viewers, we've had what 15 years to have that really dark ending. That was horrible. Just if we can have a few more adventures with Donna, I'm there for it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying, but I don't know, like degenerating the Doctor. I just think, I mean, Tennant left, 12 years ago. Just get over
Oh
it.
no, no more degenerating the Doctor. Fuck that. Stupid.
I know it's so dumb. It's like, could you imagine they brought back like John Pertwee after like Peter
Well, it's
Davison?
like when Sidney Newman was like, "Let's bring back Troughton for the 8th Doctor." Like, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Like they were, I think, during a TV movie, and when they were thinking of bringing back the show, in 2005, they like for the TV movie they said, "Oh, bring back Tom Baker instead of McCoy." And I'm glad they brought back McCoy instead because it made more sense. And the same with the new series, like, "Oh, bring back Tom Baker as the Doctor." It's like I'm glad that he just did his 7 years and that was it. I mean, it's like you don't need to bring back. I mean, it's just like it just shows that they're desperate. Like, oh, let's degenerate the Doctor and have him go back to being Tennant for like a few stories. It's like I guess in the end of time where he says I don't want to go. Well, I guess he gets to come.
What's all of your thoughts on the new transgender companion that's been pretty much confirmed as Lily?
I
think it's
I did forget about that. Yeah, because we've not really heard anything about that casting thing since, have we?
no.
Personally, I have no problem with the person being transgender, but it just feels like they're pandering to a certain audience. Like, oh look, let's be as politically correct and PC and inclusive as we can. And
Well, I disagree with that quite strongly. Actually, I think representation is good, and I think doing it in that they might have some subtle subtext because technically the Doctor is now a trans character. But I don't know. I'm quite for it.
no, I didn't say I was against it. I said like it just seems like
You said you hope they all die. You fucking traitor.
no. I mean, I have no problem with them being transgender and having a transgender character in the show, but I just think
You just don't want them to be represented.
no, I didn't say that.
Oh, apparently there is actually a thing on Reddit. Someone that works for Bad Wolf, in quotation marks, said what you've just pretty much said about David Tennant coming back, but the 3 stories are linked by the fact that the Doctor is trying to work out why he's got his old face back.
See, I've not heard that. So what did they say?
So I'll read out what the full post says. So they've said David Tennant and Catherine Tate are back for 3 specials after
generation.
Really, I can't hear what Connor's saying.
The 3 stories are linked by the Doctor working out why he got his old face back and why he runs into Donna again after all these years.
Pause 2 secs.
Yep.
I've had something from my source saying about a cliff top regeneration. Is that mentioned?
Yeah, Clifftop regeneration. Yeah, that's mentioned.
And it's fucking confirmed pretty much then. Sorry, go on.
The 3 stories are linked by the Doctor working out why he got his old face back and why he runs into Donna again after all these years. Unit are back for the first episode, which is in line with the letter that that guy received from Bad Wolf, because it did say in the letter that they'll be filming soldiers firing blanks. It sounded an awful, and explosions as well, and it sounded an awful lot like Unit. Bear me in mind. It's a simple alien invasion story with the main emphasis on the Doctor reuniting with Donna again after 15 years for her. Sylvia and Sean return. Can't remember which one. Who's Sean?
her husband.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Wilfie's mentioned, but I don't know if he appears because Bernard Cribbin is now 93. Donna also has a daughter called Rose. Rachel Talalay directs the first special. Oh, and Classic Company returns in the final special, but I don't want to ruin that surprise. That's what it says.
Well, that is very interesting because that's pretty much been confirmed to me, but there's a few little things that are different.
Well, the
Well,
writer Juno Dawson, who wrote the that spin-off that you like, Doctor Who Redacted,
Brilliant. If you've not watched it, you need to watch it.
she
I
said,
know what I was going to say.
I'm actually going to have a listen to it, but she said
They weren't allowed certain characters, were they?
yeah, they weren't allowed to use certain characters because Russell didn't let them.
The characters that they've used thus far have been Penny Carter, the original companion for Series 4, who was in the Adipose Industries. The woman, the doctor, the woman that got kidnapped by, what's her name? The Adipose woman.
Sarah Lancashire's character.
Yeah, her. She's in it, but I think it's a different voice actor, and it's definitely a different voice actor for the second episode, who's the nurse doctor from Smith and Jones. You know the guy's the right dick,
Oh yeah.
blonde-haired guy. He's in it, and the third episode has Rani in it, but it's not really like established to what happens.
I was going to ask though, like, is he back for 2 or 3 specials, Tennant?
3.
Rumored 3.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like, as well is like Tennant's like 51. Like, how are they going to explain like how he looks older as well?
But he doesn't really look that much older, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, yeah. So like, apart. So what does
He's not like Tom Baker. Come on.
No, I'm not talking about that. Like, but like, so does Jodie degenerate into Tennant, and then Tennant regenerates into some other Doctor after the specials, or like?
I mean, I'm still be like annoyed, but if they have to do it, if it doesn't count as a regeneration, but then to be fair, she's now the timeless child, and it doesn't count. She's immortal.
Yeah.
But what you said, Connor, the only thing I would say is my source said the new companion is called Lily, Donna's daughter.
Right. Yeah, this one says that they've got a daughter called Rose.
Oh God.
But then Rose and Lily, they're quite similar.
I don't think, and to be honest, he does like his flower names, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. I think New Era, he wouldn't go Rose again.
I don't think he'll go Rose again. No.
Well, so I'm kind of confused though. So like, when Jodie leaves, does she degenerate into Tennant, and then Russell does the first 3 stories with Tennant, and then they transition into the 14th Doctor or something like that?
There was a rumor, wasn't
Apparently.
there was a rumor I saw. Was it last week? I think you might have said it actually, Louis. That Russell's only staying for 1 year.
Well, if you watch that, if you read that Chibnall interview, he's very, very, very careful in what he says. He's like, "Oh, Russell's only back for 60th," and then another part of the interview, he's like, "Oh, Russell's back for the 60th year," and then whoever's after him, and it's like, why would you say whoever's after him?
I would be actually very, very deeply disappointed if Russell's only doing 3 specials.
I'd be disgusted. I'd be heartbroken, but I do think whatever happens past this new RTD era, he will have some involvement because they have established. I don't know if you've seen it, Connor. I'm pretty sure you have because you said it before on Gallifrey Base. They've launched, Bad Wolf have launched, the new company that basically are in charge of Doctor Who, have launched Whoniverse 1 as a studios.
Yeah.
And I do think that is going to be very important going forward.
Yeah, I was gonna ask this though. With Russell, I mean the thing is, I'm really
Is he gay? Yes, he is.
Yeah, well, I know that, no shit, but Yeah. No, really? I thought he was straight. No, but I
I'm
mean,
so sorry for breaking your chances.
no, but the thing is, like, I'm really surprised he came back in the first place. If you remember, like when he left the show, and for a long time, he just didn't want to have anything to do with it. Like, I mean, coming back to it, that is like, if anyone asked him, would you
There
come back?
was a pledge, though. If you read the writer's tale, they made a pledge, him, Judy Gardner, and Phil Collinson, that if the show ever went to the point of cancellation, they would step back in to revive it,
All right.
which goes pretty much with all the rumors that the show was going to fucking fail.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the BBC were going to cancel it because you look at Legend of the Sea Devils there, like the worst overnight ratings of the entire show. So
But then you have to remember ratings don't matter.
they do in some respects. I mean, if if you've got other dramas like there that are getting and other shows that are getting higher ratings, Doctor Who isn't getting that higher ratings, then it is a bit of a cause of concern. Because if you look at Series 11, like Woman Who Fell to Earth, first episode did really well. Then like there was a big drop off in terms of viewers throughout that season. And then season 12 was like the least watched season of the show since it came back in 2005. So I think the BBC know that, and plus there's all that like, there's you there, yeah. Plus there's like some backlash from fans as well. So I mean, I think the BBC were basically saying, okay, we'll give it to Russell if he could do something to revive it.
Was it your favorite series, Series 10?
No, yeah, I enjoyed Series 10. Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite and least favorite series of the show
Well, overall, or the new series?
overall?
Favorite series probably season 14. Least favorite series, I don't know. Maybe season 24 or season series 6. Yeah, something like that. What about you, bro?
My favorite season is season 2 fucking 4. The 24th season. It's fucking great, bro.
Yeah. No, but I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, what do you think of the whole Doctor G degenerating thing? If that is true into his 10th body, I mean, I just think it's just
I
stupid.
mean, you know, as my friend, and hopefully all my 4 subscribers will know as well. David Tennant was my favorite doctor until Peter Capaldi took over. He's fucking the best doctor ever. Oh yeah, yes. Great, but I don't want David Tennant to come back. He had his time. He had a great era of the show. Brilliant. You don't have to bring him back. If it's for like a story where it's like it doesn't count as like a degeneration, like he comes back because something happens and it's like a one-off, I would be like half-hearted into it. I would still be annoyed, but I would just be like, okay. But then if you're bringing back Donna on top of that, you should have done that back in your own era 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Is what I feel about it. What about you?
Well, I mean, the thing is like, is this gonna? That's the thing. It's gonna fuck up the whole Tennant era because does this count as part of his era? Like, like, where do you put this in the Tennant era? Like, yeah, like you said, is it after Series 4? Is it before End of Time? Like, does this actually count as part of his era? And it's just stupid. I mean, like my favorite Doctor is Tom Baker, but I'm glad that he didn't come back after. I mean, he refused to come back for 5 Doctors, but I'm glad they didn't like bring him back for like the TV movie or like the new series and give him like extra stories or extra series. I mean, it's just David Tennant. He's had his time. He left 12 years ago. I get that he's still a very popular Doctor, but it's like, could you imagine if they brought back, I don't know, like McCoy for like a random series? I'd just be like, what the fuck is what is this? Like the thing is about Doctor Who is
I love it, but I would just not. I love pretty much every Doctor apart from like 3, but I would not want like if even Peter Capaldi, my favorite Doctor, going, "Oh yeah, we're just bringing you back for it." Why?
Yeah, the thing is, like, the show is always about moving forward. Once a doctor's time is over, you move on to the next doctor.
It's the
And
whole point of regeneration.
yeah, that's the whole point. And I mean, if you're gonna bring back any doctor, then bring back Paul McGann. All he's had is a fucking movie and a mini-sode. You know what? If the doctor's gonna
Don't
degenerate.
bring that fucking disgust. I'm joking. Like Paul McGann is a great guy. Bring him back.
No, but I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, I think the whole degeneration thing is stupid anyway. The whole day the Doctor established that. But if you're gonna have like the Doctor degenerate, then have him degenerate into like Paul McGann for a few stories, because at least we'll get some more screen time with him as a Doctor. Like Tennant, he's had his run. I mean, he did 3 series. He did the specials. He had a long era. He was a Doctor for 5 years. There's no point bringing him back now. It was 12 years ago, for God's sake. He's had his time in the show. I don't mind you bringing him back for like multi-doctor stories, like Day of the Doctor or like the 60th or something. But you know, it's just stupid. I mean, I would rather them go with that idea of him playing like a new incarnation for like 3 specials. I'd rather have that than them just like dragging back the 10th Doctor. And I honestly don't understand why Tennant is doing it. It's not like his career's been a failure after Doctor Who. He's been in loads of stuff after Doctor Who, like Good Omens and Broadchurch and stuff like that. It's not like he needs to do this. I
That's
mean,
what I mean. Like, and as a fan as well, like he was the first ever Doctor to be cast as a fan, and like as a fan, if I was ever cast as a Doctor, if you ever, I would not want to like put the show back that way. But I'm coming back. I just think it's really, really shite.
yeah. No, I mean it's just dumb. Like I mean, if
Imagine Colin Baker going, "I'm going to be back as a Doctor," or any of the Doctors. Like it's just big finisher there. Go and do that.
yeah, I know it's just dumb. It's like the whole degeneration thing makes no sense either, because that body is worn out. Like the first Doctor, all every time a Doctor regenerates is because his body's worn out, or something fatal has happened to his body, like he's absorbed radiation, or he's fallen from a great height or something like that. It doesn't make sense that he can go back and go into that body again when that body is already like being damaged or whatever. That's why he has to regenerate. And
But
it's
also, like that whole body's been through so much fucking shit. What is the excuse my French? Like, what is the point of doing all that shit again?
yeah,
Like, that was the 10th Doctor. He did it twice.
yeah,
Journey's End, sorry, Soul Earth, Journey's End, End of Time. Like, what? You're gonna. It's not fair.
yeah. No, it's not fair as well. Like Paul McGann, like why bring back David Tennant for 3 specials? But yeah, Paul McGann, he's going to go to his grave with what, like a TV movie and a mini-sode. Like, I mean, if you're going to bring back a Doctor for a few specials, then bring back McGann, or do like a mini series of McGann or something on the web or something like that. I mean, apparently, like fans. I think after Night of the Doctor, fans petitioned for like an 8th Doctor series, but Moffat was like, "No, you can't have 2 doctors at the same time. It'll be confusing." But what's going to be even more confusing is bringing back an older Doctor 12 years after he left for like a few specials, and then what is so is it like Jodie going to degenerate into Tennant, and then Tennant's going to like regenerate into like a new incarnation or something?
Apparently,
It's just stupid. Yeah.
bring back viewers by making Doctor Who good again. Just put a new Doctor in the role.
Yeah, I mean, I think the BBC or whoever's in charge, I think they're just trying to like relive the glory days when it came back. Like that's why they're bringing back Russell. That's why they're bringing back Tennant for a few stories and all that. They're trying to recapture what made it so good. But the thing is, like,
I mean, I'm happy with Russell. I'm happy. I
yeah,
love like I love them all. Like, mum, come back to show. But if you're gonna bring back David Tennant, which I've not got a problem with, bring him back in a multi-Doctor story.
Yeah.
Don't just bring him back in the state of, oh, he's a new Doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
imagine doing Day of the Doctor and being like, oh, it's a new Doctor story. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. And the thing is, as well, it's like, okay, bring back an old Doctor. Why not bring back Eccleston? You know, I mean, I suppose Eccleston didn't get on with Russell T Davies and all that, but I mean, you know, he only did what 10 stories. I mean, he did 13 episodes, but 10 stories, and that's the thing. It's like Tennant's had his time. You know, he left 12 years ago. Just move on. I mean, you know, we had Matt Smith afterwards. We had Peter Capaldi. Now we had Jodie Whittaker. And we had Joe Martin in that episode. So just move on. You know, when Jodie leaves, cast somebody else. We don't need Tennant to come back unless it's like a multi-Doctor story. You know, having him back for 3 specials and, you know, having him back with Donna again. It's like, I love the Doctor and Donna. They're like one of my favorite Doctors and companions, but you know, it's like he's had his time. You know, I mean, if I was Tennant, I mean, Tennant's had a very successful career after Doctor Who. You know, he's been in a lot of TV shows and films and stuff. I would have just said no. I would have said I'm only coming back for like a multi-Doctor story. I'm not coming back for like 3 specials. It's not like he needs to do this. Like his career has done really well after Doctor Who. Like I said, Broadchurch, Good Omens, all this. You know, yeah.
So, what's your favourite 6th Doctor era special?
So what's my what? Sorry.
Your favourite 6th Doctor episode?
Favorite 6th Doctor story. Probably Ultimate Foe.
Already.
What about you, bro?
Twin Dilemma. Explain why your choice is what it is.
Sorry.
You have to explain why your choice is what it is.
The reason why Ultimate Foe is my favorite, just because they go back into the Matrix, which is cool. I think it's like one of the only good stories in Travel Time Lord. I think it's a nice wrap up. You know, he meets the Valiard and all that. So, yeah. Why is Twin Dilemma your favorite, bro?
Because of the slug people. Obtain my mind of truth.
Yeah, but I mean, like, see if you were showrunner, like right now, like after Chibnall, like, would you just cast a new Doctor, or would you bring back 10 for like a few?
I would never bring back a previous Doctor. I'd bring back Henry Cavill as the next Doctor, and I'd have Adventures in Space and Time as the 14th Doctor as a man, and his several female companions, semi-male, and they would have great fun, and I would just do it like that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, I'm wondering, like, what Russell will do with his new era. Like, do you think he'll bring back Davros and all? Because that's one thing that I'm not a fan of in the new series. Is like Davros has hardly appeared. He's been in like 2 stories and that's it. You know, I would like to see Davros again.
I kind of like the fact that Davros is not the main character. Like in previous series, another character wants to join. Jimmy Savile, hello.
Now then.
Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I kind of appreciate the fact that Davros is not the main antagonist. He's not the main creator of Daleks, and they can have their own fight. But I do get what you mean. Hello, Mr. Pedophile. How are you?
Я хочу жить рядом с мамой.
Okay,
Well, I just like to say that I appreciate.
Doctor Who podcast. This is Lunatic Lounge. Speaking loud and clear.
I appreciate that you let me in here.
Come on, don't troll. It's just me. Your pal.
Also came out to say that Philip Archer is not a paedophile.
Philip Archer is the most. No. Put that off because I got. James, put that off right now because I'm gonna get copyright. Copyright. La. James, put
James
that
got
in after-
copyright. That wasn't me playing it.
That
It was the guy who's not gay playing it.
All right, don't attack my.
So Jimmy, you're back from the grave, Jimmy. How does it feel?
Please don't put.
Fantastic.
James, I thought you were my friend. You've just betrayed me.
Oh.
You still feeling up kids in hospitals?
Nah, it's too obvious now. I think my strategy is now buses. Just get another bus.
God.
Oh, it is.
it's Mr. Pedophiles over here, Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, we just need Philip and Johnny Blues. Wait, he's dead as well. Well, I'm back. Maybe Johnny Blues will come back.
How are you, James? Are you still gay?
Cock.
That's not James, it's Jimmy
What we
Savile.
talk? Well, honestly, let's go back to
I
normality.
asked you if you're still gay and you're not respond.
What we all talking about then?
Are you gay?
I don't know. I mean, Jack's not gay. I know that.
James is not gay. He's an intruder from the planet.
And the song is gone, so I'll stop now. I love you. I'll fix it.
So, I'm from.
Now then, come and sit upon my lap. I'll make you suck my todger. I like to give to charity because I think it's only fair, and I like to shag the youngsters that have no pubic hair.
So, would your favorite Doctor Who story be "It Fix with Sontarans"?
No, the best. I mean, I don't know why Jimmy Savile's not in a Doctor Who story yet. That is a travesty.
No, he was. He was in a "Fix with Sontarans."
Because of an absolute pedophile.
He was with
Wait,
Colin
which one is it?
Baker. He's with Colin Baker. Remember "Fix with Sontarans"?
Oh yeah, he is. Fucking hell. Why do you know that? That's a weird thing to know.
Jimmy
Two Doctors DVD extras.
Sorry. What is the weird thing for people to know?
How sexy I am.
Jimmy Savile's a paedophile. Horrible girl. No. Oh, God. Hey, put that music on.